Hey guys, today we're going to get into a very interesting topic that affects many of us. Self-sabotage, self-narratives, and anxiety, and how they intertwine. Stick around to learn some surprising facts and to better understand how all of these are connected. Now, firstly, as I always like to define things before getting into them, self-sabotage is when we hinder our own success, often subconsciously. There are many ways in which self-sabotage manifests itself, like procrastination, a negative self-talk, avoiding situations, having unhealthy habits, for example, or causing conflict. Our self-narratives, or in other words, the stories that we tell ourselves since we're very, very young, are really behind all of this self-sabotage. I mean, it's quite easy to picture. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, well, chances are you might start to believe it and act accordingly. It's like preparing for a big presentation or a big interview. We've all been there. You start to feel anxious and you're convinced that you're gonna mess it up. So this negative self-narrative can lead to an action that will lead you to self-sabotage. The fact that you think you are going to fail the interview, you are going to procrastinate as a result of believing that you are not good enough. And this reinforces your anxiety. Now here's an interesting fact. Have you ever heard of cognitive dissonance? It's pretty much the mental discomfort you have when you have two contradictory beliefs. So this discomfort can lead to self-sabotage. For example, wanting to succeed but believing you're not worthy can lead to you avoiding challenges. Anxiety often fuels self-sabotage. When we're anxious, we might avoid tasks or situations that will make us uncomfortable, even if they're very important to us. Personally, I've been self-sabotaging for, I think, most of my life, but I didn't really realize it before. Very frankly, I only noticed this quite recently, thanks to therapy and simply just expressing my feelings and the way sometimes I can react towards things that make me anxious. Yeah, now I know, and I'm working on trying to change some very deeply ingrained beliefs that I have that form my self-narrative. In my previous episodes, I mentioned my personal experience with OCD. Interestingly, OCD and self-sabotage can be very linked. The doubts and uncertainty that come from OCD may also lead to self-sabotaging behaviors. In my experience, OCD fostered a pretty negative self-perception. And I think negative self-perception that I had subconsciously led me to think that I wasn't deserving of success or happiness. Today I'm aware that OCD plays a big role in my self-sabotage, but I'm also aware that it's not the only source. Very similarly to understanding your emotions, which I mentioned in my first episode. If you start by recognizing your self-narratives, so the stories that you've been telling yourself since you were a kid, once you start being aware of them, you can challenge them. For example, if you have a deep belief that you are unworthy of love, next time you have this thought, think, do I have any evidence that goes against this thought? Is there any factual basis around this thought? Have there been times where I actually felt happy and loved? I wouldn't say to a friend, obviously you don't have love because you don't deserve it. And once you have acknowledged and challenged them, try to replace them with positive affirmations. Saying I am unworthy of love, say I am worthy of love. It sounds pretty simple, but it can go a long way. The more you repeat it, the more you do it every day, your brain is going to start to believe it. Everyone struggles with self-sabotage and anxiety at times. But very similarly to understanding your emotions and understanding who you are, once you can acknowledge your self-narratives and you can challenge them and replace them with more positive ones, you can overcome these challenges and achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more mental wellness content.